What's up, everybody? It's Izzy, back today with the Q&A. The reason why there's an abbreviated Q&A today, similar to the reason there wasn't one yesterday, is that my partner, Lacey, she is in the hospital with what appears to be appendicitis, but it's not really fully resolved yet, so we're still trying to figure that out. If it sounds like I'm reading some of these questions in the library, that's because I had to answer many of them in a quiet spot in the hospital, so please give me a pass on the audio quality there. With that said, let's get to the first question of the day. Should one limit their sugar intake to a certain percentage of carbohydrate intake for optimal nutrient partitioning? No. For active and training populations, the amount of sugar you take in is pretty close to meaningless. You're not going to risk some type of type 2 diabetes if you're someone who's controlling their body fat, staying active, etc. However, here's the thing. High sugar intakes are usually associated directly with a diet. You can quote me on that scientifically. You got to eat food with micronutrients in it, man. If you think that you're going to be a bodybuilder eating Cocoa Puffs instead of potatoes, you're just wrong. Everyone in my household has strep throat, but I feel fine. Should I train or not? If you train at home, you don't need to preemptively stop training because everyone else is sick. If you train in a public space, I guess just briefly consider how you would feel if someone gave you strep throat at the gym and then make your decision from there. But yeah, like if you're training from home, no need to preemptively deload or quit training when you're not even sick yet. How would you specialize for quads? Well, anytime you specialize in one muscle group, you're going to have to remove the volume somewhere else in order to create more recovery resources to direct towards that muscle group. The biggest overlapping offenders for quads are going to be anything that taxes the lower back and creates axial fatigue. So that's going to be things like standing overhead press, any unsupported at the chest row, and obviously hinges, so things like deadlifts. So I would get rid of anything that taxes the lower back and focus all of that volume on squat variations. All right, I'm giving these things a shot. They are 1.25 pound clip-on. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. My friend only has a bench, bar, and plates at his home gym. How can he train back completely? For vertical pulls, you can do rack chains, and then you can do one-arm lever rows with the barbell. Just put the bar in a corner somewhere, and then obviously barbell rows. But let's be honest, with equipment that limited, and you have like 3 exercise options, you will never get the same level of development as if you had a completely stacked out commercial gym with 20 different pieces of equipment that you could use. If you're just trying to get jacked by normie standards, then a home gym is completely fine. But if you're looking for competitive levels, bodybuilding, you need a real gym membership. Are there any benefits to using a deadlift bar for RDLs? A deadlift bar is advantageous for just 2 reasons. One, it has a thinner diameter at 28 millimeters than a normal bar at 29, and it's longer. Both of those things make it so that the bar bends more in the starting position of a conventional deadlift or any deadlift off the floor, thus making it easier off the floor. The drawback is that it makes it much less stable and whippy, both of which are going to be impediments to an RDL rather than something that's helping you. So unless you're having grip issues, which you shouldn't be because you should be doing RDL with straps, it just really isn't helping you, and then the whippiness is actually hurting you, making it less stable and possibly hurting performance. So I wouldn't use a deadlift bar for RDLs, just my opinion. Is it a dumb idea to do only incline chest work for a while? That's a lagging area for me. I don't think that's a dumb idea. I know a lot of bodybuilders who pretty much don't do any flat pressing, but they still do things like dip variations and flies, and you have to keep in mind that every incline is also going to train the whole chest, even if it biases the upper chest. That said, I do have to kind of roll my eyes anytime anyone says they have a lagging body part and they've got less than 5 years of structured, organized training. Your whole body's a lagging body part still, so just press and get stronger. Holy hospitals are grim places. You're just constantly reminded that everyone's gonna die someday. No good update, unfortunately. They had to do more testing to confirm whether or not they would be able to surgically remove her appendix. I guess we waited too long to go in. So There's a possibility that it has to be like drained first and then removed several weeks from now. And they had to do more testing and scans to figure out whether that's the case or whether it can be removed like in the next 24 hours. So she's still at the hospital. Yeah, I'll be back there again tomorrow. And as soon as I walk this yiping little puppy, I'll answer some more of these questions that I didn't get to yet. You know what would be crazy, man? What would be crazy is if I anticipated that somebody was going to ask me this question. Both of these questions, actually. So I wrote a whole paragraph and put it in the bottom right-hand corner of the slide that has the video of me doing dips. Wouldn't that just be something else? But surely I didn't actually anticipate this and put a whole paragraph in the bottom right corner of that slide. I guess there's only one way for you to find out. I stopped going by Tom in online screen names and in real life a really long time ago. And the story is basically this. When I was born, my dad wanted to name me after him. His name is Israel Narvez. He has no middle name. My mom wanted to name me Thomas. So they compromised, and my full legal name became Israel Thomas Narvez. Here's the confusing thing. Because I have a middle name, my dad doesn't, I'm not a junior. I'm not the second of my name. So my mom, being far more clever than everybody else, just got everybody to call me Thomas or Tommy growing up because it was too confusing to do Big Izzy and Little Izzy, I guess. I don't know. I think really she just wanted everybody to call me by the name that she liked more to begin with. Anyway, as I got older, as sort of a symbolic gesture, I decided that I wanted a new start and I wanted to go by my real name. And my real name is Israel Thomas Narvez. So online and in real life, I started making everybody call me Israel or Izzy. That was 10 years ago. Well, man, what does a belt even do, right? A belt is going to increase stability on exercises that have internal stability demands, which is basically anything where you're standing, where you have to brace yourself against a weight. You're not braced against a pad. You're not sitting on a pad. A belt increases your stability. With increased stability, the target muscles can work harder. You lift more weight, and that's really all there is to it. It's a better stimulus. Why do we need variations of extensions and curls when training arms, but not when doing legs? So I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. First of all, your legs and your arms aren't equivalent. Like, have you ever looked at a tricep and then looked at a quadricep? They're not even the same shape. They don't have the same architecture at all. Second, people use variations on literally every single exercise. There's tricep extension variations. There's quad isolation variations. There's sissy squats. There's leg extensions. There's single leg extensions. There's leg extensions with different strength curves. There's reverse Nordic curls. There's seated leg curls, lying leg curls. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be honest. Why do you call your girlfriend your partner instead of just your girlfriend? Because she's not just my girlfriend. This must be a regional thing because I get funny looks here on the East Coast when I say partner too. I think people just automatically assume that you're homosexual if you say the word partner. But the reason why I say partner instead of girlfriend is because it doesn't mean the same thing to me. Like, a girlfriend is like the girl that I brought home to mom when I was 17 for the high school dances. You know, we dated for like 6 months and saw each other twice a week. Lacey and I live together. We've run multiple businesses together. We both of our names are on important titles. We have shared finances. We're basically all but married. So she's not, to me, like, just my girlfriend. If she was just my girlfriend, then I would call her my girlfriend. But she is my actual partner, my actual domestic partner. That is the correct word. On a completely unrelated note, this is an intensity technique I really like lately. After my last rep, go right into an extreme stretch. If you don't like the bodybuilder aesthetic, why do you want to be so big? Here's the thing. It's all about training for me. In the top left corner, that's me before I did my first strength training program. In the top right corner, that's me after doing strength training for 2 years. Yes, I did that to myself on purpose because I thought it was the best way for me to increase my performance and become a better competitive power lifter. Now, in retrospect, that was a terrible decision, but you have to keep this in mind when it comes to me. I don't train because I want to love the way I look. I love to train, and as a byproduct, I look the way that I look. For me, bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever else just offers an external objective to help me focus my efforts so that I can push myself to the highest levels possible using competition as the vehicle. But I honestly just want to get the best out of myself. Training comes first. I don't really care how I look. All right, everybody, that is it for today's Q&A. If you like the video, like the video. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Subscribe if you haven't already, and please have a wonderful rest of your day. Good night. Bye-bye.